Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Oh, I came in a little hot there. Okay. Um, Thanks for joining me again. This is the second time I'm doing a composing live stream for Pocket Bard. Hey, Zach, welcome. Um, I'll do a shout out right now and probably again later, but Zach is the one in the chat here that made us all these awesome overlays. So, Zach, feel free to link to your link tree or whatever website you want to send people to. Today, we are going to be writing some music for Mission Briefing, which is one of the upcoming scenes in our Sci-Fi pack. And we're like almost done. I just finished up 3 more tracks for this scene today, and I think it needs 1 more. So we've got about 2 hours here. Let's see if we can get this track done start to finish, and basically just get it ready, get the scene finished, and then I just have enemy base combat music to finish up and some extra starship battle music. But other than that, we're pretty much ready to go. So we're going to be able to get that sci-fi music out to you super soon. So today, let's get that track number 5 for Mission Briefing started, written, finished. So let's work quickly. And luckily, that's not too hard for this type of track because it's more kind of held out. Held out notes, pretty slow. We were at 62 beats per minute, so we don't really need that many measures to fill up 2 minutes of music. I've got my markers set up here in my session, so here's the starting point. Here's where we got to get to. So that's 2 minutes of music in 2 hours, and let's go for it. So how I want to start this off is starting with let me give you a quick summary of what this scene is. It's basically a classic mission briefing from a sci-fi movie or game where everybody's sitting around a table debating, how are we going to do this? It's not fully operational. You know, all the little details of the plan and people shooting it down. And then always there's one character that's like, but rebellions are built on hope. And they finally take action. So this part of the mission briefing is going to be where somebody's describing the bad guy, the enemy base, whatever the threat is. So we're going to start with a subtle variation of the evil theme that I have in sci-fi. So let's see if let's make sure everything's working. Yeah, so here's the theme. And then often I'll play it on the low strings too. So it's like that's a lot of reverb. Hold on, let me fix that. Oh, that's not this low strings we want. This one is. So that's the theme we've got. So let's start out with, let's hear our tempo. About it. So let's start out with that theme, but not fully like the full dark version of the theme. Let's start it off in something a little more subtle where we're just hearing about it. So maybe in the harp. Yeah, let's do something like that. All right, so we just have that. Let's clean that up. Turn the harp up a little bit too, so we can, that's already. So I'm a horrible pianist for anybody who's just unaware as of the last few minutes. So, I do a lot of cleanup, especially when it comes to playing things that are not single note lines like legato stuff. So let's just take a minute to clean this up and make it sound nice. And is this the melody we want? Cool. Let's see. I don't think that's the chord we want, so we have a just an open fifth there, D flat open 5. Let's just repeat that chord and maybe we can change the bass. Okay, so we've got the first little bit here. So the opening, how do we want to harmonize that? Let's have a horn in there. In this scene, I use horns and trumpets quite a bit. Those regal kind of that type of sound, or with the trumpet. It just has that kind of militaristic type of undertone, but also it's just what we're used to, honestly, in this type of scene. So let's start with that horn and just add a little bit of harmony and a little bit of lower depth to that. Maybe in the mid-range. Yeah, maybe let's just have a pedal on an A flat there. How's the volume, by the way? If you need anything to be louder, let me know in the chat. All right, so we got a little loud there at the end. Let's just fix that. And let's listen back. And maybe add another horn. Let's bring in horn 2. Maybe on the E flat, and it can follow. Actually, no, let's bring in the low strings. And they can just be, maybe not, because we were trying to stay away from that clear statement of it. So maybe we can just have the low strings on an A pedal as well. Okay, then I hear the low strings going up, maybe up to a C. So let's record that, because I forgot to hit record. Yeah, how about we go to something a little bit. The emotional impact we want this to have is, so they're bringing up what the enemy is. And then next we want there to be kind of an emotional reaction. So we probably should get some type of a minor chord in here, or a little something surprising. Hey Fusco, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. One, two, and then I hear it going up to the. Maybe let's have a B minor chord there. Who knows if we'll use any of that, but just to have something there that we can decide to use or not, so that it doesn't just end. That's what I'll usually do, is just kind of play on and just improvise a little bit, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, we can just delete it and keep moving on. For anybody just joining us, we're writing a mission briefing piece for the upcoming Sci-Fi pack, where there's a character. What we're using for inspiration is a character is describing the enemy base. So this little harp motif here we have is a subtle rendition of the enemy base theme that I have in the Sci-Fi. Let's bring in some tremolo violas. There we go. I don't know what chord we want there yet, so let's take out that bass so we're not influenced. But I do like that viola just having a pedal tone there. Let's smooth it out so it's not so bumpy. Shouldn't come in quite as loud. What I'm doing down here is manipulating the modulation data, which basically controls the dynamics of it. Hey Teddy, you want to go in the bedroom? Give me 1 sec. I'll just play it from the beginning. And I'm just adding to the volume a little bit there. Cool, let's keep going. And like I said in the last stream, I'll often listen back quite a bit and just try to hear like little ideas that come in or where there's missing space, so. Yeah, that's part of the melody, so let's bring in the clarinets there. We'll probably have the strings with them. And then I think, what's the next chord we want there? Did I play an A in the clarinet? F sharp. Maybe F sharp minor 7 with a 9. Let's have some more held notes here. I think I should have come in a measure earlier there. The legato doesn't sound good at all. Let's bring the tremolo in and just keep it there. So let's voice lead those chords a little bit and decide what chords we actually want. So we've got the bass on a B, the Then we have the tremolo viola on the B, and that's our pedal there, so that's fine even though it's doubling it, but we need another note. How about a D? So then the clarinet comes in and implies a E sus4, I think. I feel like the horn should double that clarinet there. It's come in together. It's not alone. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I forgot. Okay, here we go. No, they'll be together the whole time. There we go. So those strings there should not go to a E or a D flat. Let's look at the whole chord again. And then let's have, okay, so it keeps going. No, we don't want to loop that. We want to extend it and figure out where we're going next. So here, gets a little hopeful in this little section. So then that's what I mean, how I listen back and just kind of wait for what I hear. So ba-da-dum, ba-dum. Ba-dum. And then let's have that horn kind of fade off into the distance there. How about the trumpet? Let's have the trumpet come in. Wow, I wasn't even recording. That's fine. I think that vibrato is a little too intense. So let's go in and let's get rid of that. I have a control here that makes that go away. I have him straight tone it. Give me 1 sec. Let me just turn off my Discord so I'm not getting notifications. Okay, so we got to have that horn come out a little earlier there so it's not creating tension. To just have a F sharp 5 come in up there and the high string tremolos. Now let's just have that sit there for a while because we need to fill some space. And basically we want the music to be like, we want enough music in the scene that it doesn't loop super obviously. So it's okay to have some filler music. It's not really filler. It's in TV shows and movies, and it just creates space because you don't necessarily want strong melody and super in your face noticeable parts all the time. So now let's go do something under that. Maybe some woodwind stuff. I like the bassoon. Maybe we could have the bassoon play, if we have a F sharp, we could have it play one of the other themes. I'll play it for you here. Mess it up a little bit, but we'll go back in. It definitely needs some backup too. Maybe the cellos. So we have. I just hit the wrong note. Okay. Yeah, let's play that on the cellos too. And then let's have the low strings. Okay, I'm hearing some more stuff. Let's have the low strings come in and play that, the second part of the melody. And then we'll have the chord shift and create some nice, cool, dense chord voicings that will make it feel full and kind of smooth. So 1, 2. Okay, so there's a chord I'm hearing in there. Let's try to bring the piano just to voice out the chord so we can hear it, and then we'll put it in the strings and actually arrange the voicing of it. So I'm going to try to figure out what this chord is that I'm hearing. I don't know if it's that. Sometimes I'll just try to figure out what I'm hearing with the piano there, like I was doing, or just try to hear what else is going on and just hear where each voice, so each melody line, like these two notes here, where those feel like they go. So that goes there. That would be parallel octaves if I did that. So let's have it be a E major chord. And then let's make sure that they don't just go totally silent here. So let's bring up their dynamics so we can actually hear the notes that they're playing. Oh, I put that in the wrong. And I think it's probably just one measure there. This note is still the same. We still are on the G sharp. I think I heard a C there. And then the horns come back in. Okay, that's not it. Try to figure it out on the horn. Yeah, how about that? How about a D sharp? I mean, that horn should really go. Guess it could go there. And now it should go back down to the A flat or G sharp, I guess. And then the cello, we could have, I feel like the cello comes in there doing kind of another upward arpeggiated motion type thing. You know, let's just record that and we can play around with the notes afterwards. Actually, it should probably be on the viola. Obviously that sounded terrible, but we're gonna put this now not on the tremolo anymore. Get some legato in here. Okay, now it's probably time to bring back in the evil motif again. And let's have it played on the horns, violas, and woodwinds patch here. This is kind of like a mixture of, there's, I think, 4 horns, the viola section, obviously, and an assortment of woodwinds. There's definitely a bassoon and clarinets in there. Okay, then we'll have it go up to the D sharp. And then we'll have it repeated on a different instrument. How about the low strings? Finally, it gets down to where we often hear it. And we'll have it like really low, the lowest you can get on the low strings. And then you can't go down lower than that, so we'll have to have them come up the octave. And then that will just fade out for a while, and we'll do something interesting on top of that. So just drag that out for like 4 measures and try to create some interest on top. So you can see we're kind of just working through, not really fleshing everything out at one time, but just trying to hear where the music is going and the overall arc and journey of the piece. And then as we go back, we'll listen more to where there's gaps and whether different parts need more interest and kind of the rise and fall of the energy. So we'll be cleaning that up more as we go. Hey Stefan, welcome. So today we're working on mission briefing music for the upcoming Sci-Fi pack, and this is the last track for it. So I already finished 4. We got like about 9 minutes of music in it so far, so I just want about just this one last track to flesh it out to get a little bit more music in there. So right now we're writing, kind of bringing in the enemy base motifs that are in the enemy base scene. Cool. So let's fill that out. What do we want above here? Maybe some string chords. We don't want to go too evil here though, because this is the mission briefing. We're just kind of alluding to the evil theme. That's covered plenty in the other scene. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed watching last week's we did the black hole music for Deep Space. Cool. So let's go back to the beginning because I kind of lost the overall arc of it. So let's take a listen. Whoops. So here we are going from the beginning. Oh, okay. Cool. So I think I get where we're at. There were some mistakes in here that turned me off. Where was that? There's like some viola notes. What was this? I don't even remember this. Oh, no idea. Let's have some more strings on this. Maybe we could do the flute and violin here. Yeah, let's just add that. Give it a little bit more depth. Okay, now there's this patch that I have that I think would be pretty good here. Or let's use woodwinds, and they have, it's like a, I don't think I have it loaded. So let's create a new track. And this is going to be woodwinds. There's this really cool instrument, I guess. I forget what it's actually called, but it's in the Metropolis Arc series from Orchestral Tools. And it's like they have chords open and minor that just kind of go between the, here you can hear. And they sound pretty cool. So I'm just seeing where they are on my controller. Put these. So this, what I'm doing here is just kind of organizing some of these so I can queue them up really quickly and I know where they are, so I'm not having to constantly reopen this little window right here to figure out, wait, where do I press to get this sound? So let's see, there was a chord there I was hearing that would work there. I think it'd be minor chords probably. Oops. Yeah. So that was kind of messy. Let's clean that up. And so first chord we want minor, next major. So let's make sure that's where it needs to be. I mean, that sounds kind of cool as a minor chord there, but let's... There's a major chord, let's see. I don't like overusing that because it's a very specific sound. It's also important to make sure it's on the grid here, because or else it'll be off. Definitely need some violas in here, maybe on the... Again, we're getting a little dark for the goal of this, so I might even want to take those woodwind things out that we added. And Stefan, I'm glad to hear you've been loving the app. We're super glad to hear it. So we wanted to make sure there was enough free content that people who, you know, weren't interested in paying or subscribing still had a useful tool for a lot of scenarios. And we're going to continue improving all the Fantasy Essentials free stuff over time as well. So once we release the Sci-Fi, Tavern, Seafaring, and some additional content that we have planned, I'm excited to go back and kind of clean up a lot of the Fantasy Essentials, add more music and stuff like that. So now we're getting close to kind of the length of music we need. So let's go back and clean up some stuff and add elements to flesh everything out. So let's just stop when we hear something that doesn't sound right. So this is a little weird here, but let's I think we need a little bit more. This is going to be the higher level of intensity, so I think we need a little bit more stuff going on. Let's bring in some more. That's also kind of an abrupt transition now that I hear it in context. I think it's the fact that it goes to a minor chord. We could probably get away with B major. Whoops. Maybe we can go B major and then B minor. Make it a little less abrupt. Having trouble grabbing the notes here. Here we go. Yeah, it's a little better. So you can, I feel like there's just a little bit of emptiness. So let's look at what notes we have here. So we have B, B, and D sharp. So we have a B major chord, but we don't have a fifth. So we probably want to have an F sharp in there. So where do we want that? You can kind of see that there's some space here. So we could maybe have a F sharp and the violas if we do have them playing. They're on the B. Maybe we could have the violins actually play the B, and we could bring the violas down to that F sharp. Yeah, so you can hear it kind of fills out that emptiness in the chord, and we actually have a little bit more close voicing here. Could we add the major 7, which would be and we're on B, which would be a sharp? Maybe we could get away with adding that on a different instrument, like or maybe just another, this flute and violin patch, maybe. Let's just hear how it sounds. Add a little bit more depth too, still. Oh, that doesn't go all the way down there. Let's try it out on a bassoons too. Has the overtones, or different instruments have different overtones, which is what, one of the main things that gives them different sounds. So certain instruments sound a little smoother when they're playing notes that aren't quite as consonant, meaning they sound nice together. So we're adding a note here that could potentially create some tension. Even though it's still a major chord, there's a major 7th, which, sorry if this is too music nerdy talk here, but if you have certain instruments playing that, you'll hear the overtones, which will clash. So I think a bassoon would clash, but could be wrong. Let's just try. We've got all the strings playing. What do we have available? Maybe a flute. Let's try that. No, definitely not. Yeah, we don't need the major 7. That's fine. That's one of the things I've learned. If something's not working immediately and you don't really need to do it, and you're trying to get stuff done pretty quickly, it's probably best to just move on. So yeah, that viola, I don't know if that F sharp's working there still. Yeah, let's have the viola stop there and have it start doing something different. That trumpet got really quiet. Let's go back in and re-record the dynamics. Oh, wrong track. Here we go. So I think that was a little, we want it to be a little quieter there. Not quieter, but we want the timbre to be a little less bright. So I'm going to just decrease the volume and have it, the player playing a little bit more, or increase the volume, sorry. There we go. And that straight tone there doesn't sound the best, so let's have them start to pull out a little earlier. So here we're again kind of where it feels a little empty. So let's go back from the beginning and see how we got here. Yeah, why don't we have the harp keep coming, because it has a nice little bit of motion there. There we go, hit one wrong note in there. Where was it? Yeah, that one. Also, what if we had the piano double it? Let's see how that sounds. Okay, not, again, that piano has way too much reverb. And the piano needs to play a lot more quietly. Let's just have it come in at this new part we played, so we're introducing a new element. That's too quiet. And we actually lost quite a bit of the dynamics there, so let's go back. And let's quantize this one so it's different than the harp, different timing. And also, whenever I bring the piano in, like bringing in the Celeste too, because it's a really nice sound. So we don't want that to end super abruptly though, so we maybe let's keep it going, I guess. Boom. Where do we hear it going? No, what chord are we on up here? Still on that B minor. And we'll deal with that later. I want to move on. All right, so let's flesh this part out. So when the trumpet comes in, how do we make sure that there's, like, this gets a little boring. I mean, one thing we could do is just make the trumpet better. So let's just replay this whole thing in. So just A, G sharp, F sharp, cool. So I'm just gonna delete this and we're gonna play the trumpet in again, because that performance was just not great. So that was better, and I think we could actually have the vibrato come in on the last note there. So I control that with this controller. So now, here we go. I didn't bring it up enough. Cool. All right, let's fill that out. But that's a better trumpet performance, I think. Let's have that horn fade a bit more completely out. The easiest thing to do would just be have the strings just keep the energy there. But I do that a lot in the mission briefing, so why don't we try something different? We could introduce the bassoon here. Yeah, that'd be nice. We don't want it to just play the same part though, so let's see. About. Yeah, how about that? That's even a little snippet from the melody in the Fantasy Essentials. Cool, so let's put in an octave up, so. Maybe we could have a clarinet in there too. So we've got, let's see what chords we're implying. So A over its third. So we could have the clarinet come in on a E and complete that major chord there. What if the clarinet just stayed on an E? So then where do they end? So we end on they're both on an F sharp. So I think what we're There we go. Cool, so we got a little bit more in there. That'll fill it out a little bit more. Why not have the flute come in too? Just have a little woodwind quintet here if it wasn't for the, or quartet if it wasn't for the trumpet. Let's have it actually double the trumpet. Cool. I was a little late there, but I think that'll sound nice. So again, it's just kind of empty here, but we're not using the viola, and I like the viola, especially the tremolo, to... Yeah, that sounds nice. Let's not have a tremolo, so let's just have a nice sustain there. Let's just go straight to the G there. We don't need that. Or wait, actually it was better with that. And it was an A, not a G. And then we're implying A major again. So what if we kind of surprise everybody here with a different root? So there's a, let's see, so we have if we made it an F, this will sound a little surprising, but probably an octave down if we actually wanted to do that. Actually like that, but we need the rest of the music to go along with it, so let's So we're about an hour in, so we're halfway. Let's say we're about halfway done. A lot of the time comes in the editing process and in fleshing out details, so if there's any, it's kind of pretty quick to get the skeleton there, but I spend most of my time on cleanup, really. All right, let's save. Haven't done that in a while. Cool. All right, so let's do it again. That horn feels a little alone there. I think we could back him up with a bassoon. Maybe an octave down. still think we need a little bit more. Let's bring the violins or the viola in earlier. I guess it is the violin. And let's just have it come in quietly the whole time, and it'll just kind of be there playing. Oops. Maybe we could make it a little on the fifth instead. If we're on an A flat. Yeah, that's better. Let's actually keep the bass in here. I think that's really what we're missing. Oh, we had stuff. Yeah, I know, we've made quite a bit of progress so far. Like I said at the beginning, these are like slow tracks generally, which are much easier. That I can get, you know, quite a few minutes of this done in a day, whereas the battle music, if there's a lot of notes and it's really fast, could take me like more than a day just to get a minute or two. Like, for example, think of the density of notes of this compared to this. This is one of the deep space combat tracks. Getting this to sound clean and real took days and days. And I spent way too much time on it, so I hope you enjoy it. Anyway, so yeah, that was that 1 minute of music there just took days. So I'm glad you think it was worth it, Zach. I appreciate it. I could have gotten like 10 minutes of music done in this type of context, but hey, I think it's one of the things I've learned. I prefer to take a long time to get something right and just write less, but sometimes that's not possible. And I'm just drawing in the notes here just to save time. I'll clean them up later and make them sound more, what did I just do? More realistic. I just pressed some key command. I don't know what that is though. Oh well. So let's just have this bass kind of continue playing this low note, but we'll have them come get really quiet in the meantime, so the other elements take the center stage. I think that viola should probably come in earlier too. And just start more quietly. Yeah. These just kind of create, having stuff fade in and out like that just makes things a little smoother. Although I don't think we can play this bass note forever. I think the chord changes. Do we want to have an inversion here, have the bass on an A flat, or do we want to go down to the root? Probably the... Yeah, because then that's voice leading is better. And I definitely want the bass to be fully in by the time we get to that F natural, because that's really the color piece of this. And we could have the violas be a bit more present there as well, just the volume a little bit more. Just so we really hear those chords. All right. I think we should have the bass do even more of a crescendo there, really lean into that. But let's see how that sounds. It's a little bit too late. That's a little better. Okay, so then here are the kind of things that when we're moving forward like we've been doing, just kind of hopping on to the next section, stuff gets neglected. So for right there, it just stuff kind of, instruments just stop playing and we just don't know where everything goes. Yeah, see the viola and violin just stop and they don't do anything. So let's find a way to connect them to what they do next. So this is the cello actually up there. Then it's a horn here, so looks like it's actually the violas and cellos there confused what they're doing. So let's help them out and tell them where to go. So let's just get a little loop here set up so we can easily listen to it again and again. So yeah, so this cello there, this high cello can just kind of stay there. I kind of want the basses to sit on that D flat there for a little longer, that C sharp, because I feel like they're going up and then they drop down, and I just want to hear that held like this, but honestly, that works. Let's just go with that, and then just but let's not make it just get so loud right away. Yeah, I agree, Zach. Quality over quantity. Although there is definitely a kind of a minimum amount of quantity that we need in each scene to be not super repetitive. So it's, but I think everybody will be happy with the volume of music in the sci-fi. I've been working on it for over a year, like not nonstop, obviously. When we released in beta last year, we quickly realized we needed more music in the explore scenes for the fantasy essentials. So a lot of 2022 I spent kind of fleshing out the rest of the explore scenes there. And also we originally didn't have the explore music responding always to the intensity slider. It was just the combat music. But once we had some people trying it out and people were confused why the intensity slider didn't work for the explore music, we realized it should really just be functional across every piece of music, which created a huge amount of work. But I think it's worth it because now each scene has multiple different feels you can get in the music, and you can really use them and adapt them to whatever you need. So it was definitely good. I took the time to do that. But that being said, then I had to work on kind of get back to sci-fi this fall, and so I've been working on it probably like 6 months, and more than that actually, maybe like 7 months. Yeah, again, it gets kind of empty. Let's fix that. It gets empty there. I don't like that. Yeah, this. Okay, so we need to make sure those tremolo strings there don't just end. So what chord do we go on here? So we got still the D flat and the bass. Whoops. And the E up there. You get an A flat. And have this A flat stay on. Awesome. Thanks for being here, Zach. Appreciate you tuning in. And again, Zach is the one that made these awesome overlays for us. So if you're looking for something like this, any kind of graphic design stuff, Zach's awesome. So check out his stuff. Okay, so now what we need here is some movement. Yeah, again, just it's so obvious when these instruments just totally cut out. It really leaves a empty space that needs to be filled. So we can either make them fade out more gracefully or continue on. I think that could continue because this adds some nice dissonance there. To be honest, that woodwind part we put in, I don't feel like really fits the scene. And I'm trying to be more cautious about making sure all the music fits in each scene, because there's certain scenes in the Fantasy Essentials, for example, Forest or Springvale, where there's quite a variety of music, and trying to streamline it a little bit. Make it more consistent feeling, and that feels a little bit haunted or something. Let's just have the actual horns and cellos come in here. Just really quietly. Again, they can't go that low. Even though the cello's good. Well, they both could, just the samples don't go that low. We'll just have it play the third there. Why don't we just have it end there? I don't think we need to go the whole... We can just fade out nicely. It's close enough to 2 minutes. I just wanted to get one more track that was here, so we had over 10 minutes of music in the scene, and just the explore music in it. All right, let's go from the beginning. I want to start doing some cleanup. First of all, let's set this ending point a little different spot. Oops. Okay, one more time from the beginning. I think the chord should change here sooner. These tremolo strings might just be able to go all the way to the end and just fade out. Let's see. See if the chords feel wrong at any point. Or if we can just hold that E flat 5 over everything as a little pedal. I don't like the horns and cellos ending on that major third. They could end on the E flat, it's probably fine. But a little more quietly. Alright, cool. I mean, we're doing pretty good. Let's just start doing some cleanup. Let's listen to just the strings alone. Sometimes I like to solo each section, or each, like, family here. Helps balance it. That feels pretty boring, so I feel like we should... Let's try making it quarter notes instead of half notes. I'm just gonna move everything back. Let's just try this and see if this works. We would need to put all of this back another beat too, though. I'll need to listen back from a little farther to tell. Let's go from the beginning to tell if that feels better or not. Also, I think we need a little bit more of a swell in the violas. Oh, they don't even play there. All right, listen to everything now. That needs to be a lot quieter here. It can't. That part we put in earlier with this. Maybe we can have the viola just stay on that A flat. Yeah. Nice. All right, from the beginning again. This is the part where we're just really listening back again and again until we feel like it's clean enough and we kind of catch all those things that sound weird and there's no areas that feel like they're missing something. So that legato transition there felt sloppy. I think the viola was late. So we just need to clean up that melody there, this part. And then in the bassoon too. Just have that fade out a little bit more. And the orange one I'm doing is the dynamics, so that actual amount of breath that the bassoonist is playing into the instrument, the actual dynamics, and the blue is more like a volume where it's kind of after the fact, just trying to smooth out in the mix and everything. All right. Hey there, the stream is going well. The goal is to have about 2 minutes of music done in 2 hours, and we're getting pretty close. We're working on mission briefing music, and we're got quite a bit done. And right now we're going through and cleaning everything up. Thank you. Who's DJ Big Ruckus? I'm not sure the username. What's your IRL name? Oh, hey Nick. So we're gonna take a listen from the beginning. Here we go. So let's just hear where we're at and see what we need to clean up in the last little bit here. I think we're about done. There's definitely some. I think one of the things that sounded weird was just at the beginning, the harp and everything here needed a little bit. I think it needs a little bit more reverb. It feels a little close. The rest of the orchestra is pretty far back, you know, like you're in the conductor's, like kind of the first row of the symphony hall. I think it's being plucked a little hard there too. Want a little bit lighter. Oh, I think we actually accidentally moved. Guess that got moved back. Not sure what happened there. That's weird. Maybe all of these. Nevertheless, the harp is still kind of loud. No, because now the chords are wrong there. Weird. Apparently it starts here. Yeah, it looks like the MIDI just... I must have accidentally moved it and then adapted the rest of it without realizing it had been moved. Because this is correct. But I'm not exactly sure what happened. Anyway, it was a little... to pluck in the harp a little hard. So... it's a little quiet now. These MIDI adjustments can be like so small. We need a little bit more of a swell in there. In fact, let's bring in cymbal swell. This is, you know, classic. I don't use that a lot in this scene, so I think we could get away with it. But basically, it's adds just some. I mean, it's swells, you know, cymbal swells. It is what it sounds like it is. So I like using the Sabian 20-inch. And kind of just play it in, so I'm just gonna use it for that one spot there. Hey Chase, welcome. Actually, that doesn't sound good. Never mind. It doesn't fit. It sounds like it's trying to, it's like kind of cheesy. The strings should just do the movement. Let's just have them crescendo into this measure and then back. Okay, that was way too much. How about the violas instead? Oh, that's why they're not playing there. What note do we want them on? We could just have the A flat and they just kind of come in there. And that will give us a little bit more boost into that measure. There we go. That's better. The flute could come in a little louder too. I don't know why the viola came out there before. Yeah, what is the briefing? That's going to be up to you guys. So that's why I'm trying to include a whole bunch of different little motifs used throughout the sci-fi pack. Is I don't know if you're going to be exploring a sector of the Empire or doing a rescue mission. Could be either and or. So trying to make it kind of just broad brushes that are kind of at some point we'll kind of touch on probably what you're going to do. And a lot of what I try to do with the sci-fi and all the music in Pocket Bard is have really try to use the themes effectively so that as you're listening to the music, you're subconsciously picking up on different themes throughout. And then they might come back in and just help tie everything together. Like this theme here, I'll just play it like in context. Let me get I can show you some cool stuff here. Like here's one of the enemy base combat music tracks. Hopefully this isn't too loud. So yeah, so there's gonna be that same theme in different parts. There's the combat and where's some of the explore. Let's see. I think we use it in the first one. Here we go. This is the explore for the enemy base. And then later on, there's a bigger statement of it if you're on the higher intensities here. Yeah, Alien was one of my favorite soundtracks for reference for this. I would say the order of influence on the sci-fi music was probably first Halo. A lot of the kind of creepier music and just the rhythmic, like the percussion type of stuff in there, and just the general composition of it. I took a lot from. To try to get away from some of my usual, my usual writing styles that are more kind of solely orchestral based. So I would say number 1 was Halo. Number 2 was Mass Effect. I just really like the way that they use synths. Jack Wall did it in Mass Effect. I only played Mass Effect 1, but I was a big fan. And while it's not really the soundtrack I like put on to listen to the most, I did feel like it was really effective. So I wanted to take the synthetic elements from that because the way kind of the mixing and the pulsation of a lot of the synths, and the way that he had a small number of synthesizers take up quite a bit of space. Musically, I liked a lot. So that was probably second. Star Wars in third, just because I can't help myself, and especially for some of the sci-fi, like the deep space combat music, which is more like, fast-paced, moving around, lots of stuff going on, And then fourth was probably Alien, especially the Alien Covenant soundtrack. I listened to a lot for Unknown World and a few other scenes. Oh yeah, Nemesis board game. I gotta check that out. What type of game is that? That sounds interesting. Nemesis is an exploration with objective game with alien vibe to hit. Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. Make a note of that. Oh, it can be played co-op. Very cool. Sounded like when we were listening it back to this right here, it needs a little bit more. Shouldn't kind of fade off so quickly. Cool. I mean, I think we're pretty much done. So I'm just gonna. One of the things I did at the end of the last, um, oh yeah, you can post. You can post the link in the chat for sure. Um, One of the things I like to do when I get towards the end of the writing process, or not only writing but just actually working on a track, is to bounce it. So export the audio and um, listen to it on its own, not in the DAW, not in this audio workstation, because for some reason, I just I hear more things, and it's kind of a easier way to judge whether things I might want to change are worth changing or not, because I have to then go back to the session, edit it, and re-export it. So if I hear it and I'm like, that has to change, I'll go ahead and do it. But it just helps me listen to it more separately. There's some reason when I'm looking at it, it's like when you close your eyes and listen to music. Sometimes you get a pretty different impression than you would if you're looking at something. I can't remember exactly the length, but it's something like this. Hey, welcome. Thanks for being here. I'm just finishing up the first piece of music here. So we're going to go over here. This is one of the art I use for the sci-fi, and just listen to what we just did. So let's pull this up. Okay, so I already can tell that it was rushing there. So the harp is rushing and it comes in a little hot. So let's, oh, it's because we started on that chord, which I kind of like. So I'm gonna save. I'm gonna cut it so that we don't have to edit it, and I had forgotten that was there. So I'm just gonna put it back there because I like that chord. It sounds nice and that voicing. So, all right, one more time. Bounce. Okay, so it's 2 minutes and 3 seconds. So Chase says he does the same thing. The way he was told, you can make a list and force yourself to finish the listen through before you start on anything from the list. I remember when we were talking about that, where basically you address all the issues first so that you stay on track and are addressing the most important things, and not focused on just, oh, I hear this, and making sure that you actually get everything taken care of. So here's the listen. Let's hear. I'm going to turn my volume up a little. Wait, that did not start at the beginning. Cool. So there were a couple things I heard there. I already fixed a bunch of them. I noticed some errors in the MIDI editing. The weird thing, though, I want to let me just fix one thing here where it felt like something cut out a little before it should have. Okay, so I think it's this, and I don't think it should. It's not super smooth there. So let's have it fade out. Like, I like how it crescendos into the next bar, but there we go, a lot smoother. So the weird thing now that I want to deal with is that the first measure is kind of odd. It's like, that's an answering phrase, because we had that other one before. So this is one of those weird things that never quite sure what to do about. I think if maybe we just get rid of that. Yeah, because it sounds like it's coming from somewhere. Okay, now something came in a little. This needs a smoother entrance. Too loud. So many little detail editing to. Right, now this should be. I think we should be good now. Hit that really hard. Okay, let's do it again. Another bounce, another export. Here we go. Replace that file. Let's also correct the name so that it shows the correct length of the file. And let's see if we can get through that without finding a bunch of errors that we want to edit. And basically I'm done when there's no more errors or no more edits I want to make. So the process continues. Okay, so right there's a viola note that just didn't do its legato correctly. Dun, dun, dun. Where is that? All right, that was the one. All right, so that should be it. I'll just assume, act like it was fixed. Okay, there's just one little thing in this note here. I want to have a little bit more crescendo. There we go. And then I think we're good. I'm just gonna bounce this one more time, and I'll check it for, errors at the beginning and end, but it should be good to go. And right at that 2-hour time mark, it started a little late, so Sarken, is that how you say a name? Said, I like how you keep the suspense and eeriness of it. Makes the unique sci-fi theme pop out. And thank you. Yeah, try to keep the mood evolving, but within kind of a window. So there's or within a range that makes sense and isn't going to throw your party for a loop if you're do something that you're not that doesn't maybe fit. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep a range where a variety of situations, like I was saying earlier, whether it's you're doing a rescue mission or a lot of infiltrating an enemy base or just going to explore, it could have a little bit for everybody in there. So let's just check that this track now, nope, is just the beginning and end. There's no like audio issues. Okay, one more thing. Okay, that flute needs to come in stronger, and the trumpet. They're hesitating, and they would definitely come in. A real player would not be that hesitant to enter like that. Okay, alto is early. Trumpet wasn't as bad, but let's alto. Alright, that's better. Alright. So we're going to call it good now. And I just want to play you. This was another one I did. I wrote a couple more of mission briefing tracks yesterday. This is one that might go after it, but enjoy. Doing a whole bunch of sci-fi sneak peeks here. Are we planning on releasing the packs before adding some one-shots? There'll be some new one-shots in the DLC with this for the sci-fi, like sci-fi associated ones. But if you're referring to like additional ones for like fantasy stuff like that, yeah, the sci-fi will come out before extra stuff in that genre. So that was another one. We've got more, but we'll save those for the full pack. So thank you for everybody for thank you. I'm glad you think it's good. We've been working really hard on it. So got lots of music, hours of sci-fi music about ready to release, and we're super excited about that, and we're really hoping to have a specific launch date released soon. We want to make sure that it's all ready to go before we announce anything, like a specific date, because we'd rather have it basically packaged and ready to go before we actually set anything, so we don't miss it and make everybody upset. So thanks again for tuning in. Does anybody have any questions before we jump off? Feel free to comment in the chat. If not, we'll just wrap up. Got to make sure I clean up the session, make sure there's no extra data being stored, and then save. So the next part for next stage for this track is going to be doing the other intensity levels, which I won't do on camera because it's really boring. And then sending it over to Chase. And by the end of tonight, I should be able to have all the mission briefing music over to Chase to master, so then he can implement that. Any particular release dates for updates? So we're basically all ready to release well, not already. We have the last few work items to release the new version of the app. It's totally rebuilt. It's really great. I have the new version on one of my tablets and the old version on my phone, and it really feels like a big upgrade, honestly. Just for the UI is a lot more clear. It's built with a system that it feels more modern. It feels more, clean. It's more polished for sure, and that will be coming very soon as well. That'll be coming before or at the same time as the Sci-Fi, because we were able to get the account system set up and everything with the new build. So not only will Sci-Fi be out, but you'll have a app that looks a bit different, and is better. So, any other questions? Cool. I will leave you. Yeah, no problem. With one more track. Let's see. We could do. Let's do somebody to choose from. This is one I liked. This is from a scene called The Artifact, which might be my favorite one from the new Sci-Fi pack. So I'll play this as we end the stream. This is The Artifact 005. Enjoy.